Hello everyone, Professor Thompson here, and I wanted to take a minute to clarify a few items that I've gotten some emails on leading up to our first presentation, which will occur on Monday, September 19th. 6 to 9 p.m. is our class meeting time. However, if you are not going to be attending class on Monday the 19th, I'll have some instructions and some guidelines here in a few minutes that you may want to listen to. Okay, so again, I've had some emails. The first thing that I want to clarify is that you do not need to give me a paper. This is not an English class or a composition class of some sort. You are creating and generating a spoken speech, a presentation. And so as part of that presentation process, I am looking that you turn in for me an outline of the material and of your message. So no particular manuscript or transcript is desired at all. You need to turn in an outline to me by the class date. So some of you have already emailed me an outline, so you're good to go. Some of you may not email me but choose to bring that to class when you present on Monday, and that is okay. So just make sure that you have an outline that is turned in prior to your presentation at some point. The next thing that I would like to mention is part of that speaking process. Remember that you don't want to have a transcript in front of you. This is a speech class, it's not a reading class, and so I don't want you standing in front of your audience reading to us. You really should be challenging yourself. You should be making good eye contact with your audience, and so I have a general expectation that you're going to be making eye contact with us. So please, no reading. And that's why, as part of those requirements, I have an item that says no transcripts for your outline. I don't want word for word on there. Writing out entire blocks or paragraphs of information. Some of you have inquired about using PowerPoint. That's another question that I've gotten lately. You're more than welcome to use PowerPoint for this presentation. I will bring a remote clicker to class so that you can click and not have to be tethered to the computer bunker or the computer projection system in class. You can hold on to that remote and move your slides forward or backwards as needed. I would encourage you, as you develop your PowerPoint skills and you continue to use PowerPoint, that you really minimize the use of text on your slides. Far too often, one of the mistakes that I see is that people in general, not just students, include too much text messages or text on their slides. You want to keep that at a minimum. Your pictures or the graphs, charts that you might have often really enhance the message, whereas your text often is the same message that you're saying out loud. So we want you to say your message, we want you to speak your words, we want you to really articulate yourself, and the PowerPoint is meant to convey a supplement and an enhancement to what you're doing. So really, as you evaluate what you have on your slides, if you're using that, is it enhancing your message or is it your message? You don't want to have text on there that drives your next idea. You don't want to be reading your PowerPoint to us as your audience. So that's really something that you can self-evaluate for yourself. Okay, the next item that has come up is the speaking order, and I've gotten 2 emails on that. We will create and generate a speaking order when you get to class. I will, on the front dry erase board, just number the number of students in the class on the roster, and first come, first serve, so to speak, and the sooner you get to class, the sooner that you can sign yourself up. It's my hope or goal that I will open the classroom for us 30 minutes prior to class. I will go in, I'll unlock the door, I'll put the speaking order sign-up sheet on the board, I'll write any announcements on the board, and then I'll leave the classroom open for 30 minutes prior to class. So some of you might be strolling in right before we start, and some of you might get there a little early to calm the nerves possibly and prepare to give your speech. But the speaking order will be determined on the day of the presentation. As part of those presentations, I've fielded a few questions about source citations. Source citations reflect the research that you're doing or that you have done for your speech. And as part of that, when you include the source citation in your message, you need to make sure that you're telling the audience, including myself, where you got the information. So New York Times, Denver Post, Rolling Stone magazine. You need to make sure you're telling us who wrote it, the author that generated it, and then finally the date, when it was published. If you're using a website and there is no publication date, then you want to say the date that you last accessed that website. So, according to denverbroncos.com, last accessed on January 13th, 2013, Mark Cullerton, author and publicist of the Denver Broncos, indicated ... So you want to make sure that you are very clear. It doesn't matter whether you say an information obtained from, according to, whatever you want to lead in, that's perfectly okay. But you do need where it came from, who wrote it, and the date. And that's what I'll be looking for as part of your oral source citation. Okay, and then those items can occur in any order. So you could say the author first, the date first, the publication. It doesn't really matter, the order of the three. All right, so the final piece that I think that was mentioned and brought up in some of the emails that I've had is about an inability to get to campus. Some of you may have taken the course with the intent of taking it completely online. Others of you registered for the course knowing that you wanted to come in to give your presentations face-to-face. The choice is really truly yours as to how you want to complete the objectives of the course. The state of Illinois and the Illinois Community College Board prefers that you come in and deliver it face-to-face, but it provides you an option that if you can't make it to campus, don't want to come to campus, you have a scheduling conflict, that you can submit your presentations online. You need to record your presentations with a recording device, a camera, an iPad, whatever you use to record. But then you need to follow those guidelines that are mentioned in the syllabus. Those are state of Illinois guidelines. Those are not COD guidelines. Those are not Steve Thompson, professor of communication guidelines. So make sure that you have the number of audience members in your audience. Make sure they're 16 years or older. Make sure that you're giving it at a location that is not your living room or not your bedroom. Make sure that it is a location that would be a typical location where a presentation might be given. Whether it's a boardroom, whether it's a classroom, whether it's a church, whether it's a conference room of some sort, there's plenty of locations that you can find. But your bedroom and your living room doesn't meet that expectation from the state. And then you want to make sure that it's an unedited video. So you need to make sure that you're showing the audience members, you're showing the location, and that you're then presenting your speech. When you go onto Blackboard, on the left-hand side of the screen, at the very bottom, the very last tab, it says Online Speech Submission. That's where you go to upload your video if you're not coming to class. It also provides you a place where you can submit your outline in addition to your video for your speech. So you would just be submitting your outline and your video right there, and then I can watch it on my end after you've uploaded it there. Okay? You need to make sure that you have it uploaded by midnight on Monday, or if you plan on missing a future speech, it's by midnight on the day that your speech is due. Okay? So it's not complete whenever you want. Your speeches have designated due dates, and you must meet those dates to continue to move forward in the course. The state of Illinois guidelines say that you have to give all 3 speeches in order to pass this class. So it's important that based on the syllabus, I have hard deadlines for the speech. You have to give those speeches on those days. You may even record your speech this weekend and then just upload it on Monday or upload it this weekend is fine as well. But it has to be in by that due date. So everyone that's still on the active roster will be giving their presentation or loading their presentation by Monday night. Okay? All right. Well, I think that's all the questions for now. If you have questions or concerns, make sure you email me. I know there's one or two of you I'm going to get back to today. You had some certain personal kind of questions. Again, we're meeting in BIC 3719. BIC 3719 from 6 to 9 p.m. this coming Monday the 16th. All right? We will plan on seeing you all then, or if I don't see you then, I'll be looking for your video online. Have a great weekend.